Mario Party Superstars. I like this game. It's good. It's one of those games that I can pop in every once in a while, just do something random and have fun with it. Is it the best Mario Party? Definitely not. I would not say this is the best Mario Party. But would I say it's the worst? No, for sure. It's definitely not the best or worst. It's a very medium Mario Party experience. There's a lot of things I like about this game and a lot of things I think could be improved on. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things I would add to Mario Party Superstars in order to make it a bit better than it is right now. Let's get to it. The first thing I would add to Mario Party Superstars is more museum content. You might think, well, nobody cares about the museum, why would it need more content? You're absolutely right. I really don't care about this reason that much, or this thing I would add. I'm more just saying it because I needed an extra thing I would add to this game, and because there is one problem I do have with the museum. Now, it's not a big problem, but I don't like how vague the descriptions are for all the stuff, like for each of the games or for each of the characters, stuff like that. It's like one sentence if you're lucky, maybe 2 or 3. 4 is a long shot. Basically, kindergartners could write this stuff better than Nintendo could. Each sentence is so vague and undescriptive and just isn't very good and just kind of seems very boring. I mean, I get it. Nobody really cares about reading this stuff when, it's Mario. It's Mario Party, okay? Everyone knows about Mario Party, okay? Like, it doesn't matter. I get that. If you really wanted to know about the game, you just either play it or look it up on YouTube, something like that. But it's just kind of lazy, and in spite of everyone not really caring and not really needing a very long description, it just comes off as lazy. It really does. This game just is about celebrating the past Mario parties, and they can't even go as far as to write a description for each of them. This was also a problem in the top 100, or at least I found it was. But we're not talking about that game. We're talking about Mario Party Superstars. So, anyways, that's just one little tiny thing I would change. Yeah, this game could have used a few more characters. This game had 10 characters. You might think that's a pretty decent number of characters. It doesn't really matter. The characters mean nothing in this game. They're just models. They just look fun or cool or whatever. They look like characters. But then compare it to the last Mario Party, otherwise known as Super Mario Party, which had 20. Not only that, half of them were Bowser's minions, which we don't usually get those characters often, so it's cool when we do. And this game had 10. None of the characters really stand out. None of them are really interesting, except Birdo, because Birdo hasn't been in the last few Mario parties, so that's pretty cool. I'll give Nintendo that. Anyways, my point is just this game could use a few more characters. I feel like Boo or Dry Bones would have been cool because they've been in like Mario Party 7 a lot, or like, I don't know, just more characters would have been nice. It's not a big deal because, again, like I said, they're just like character models. Like, they don't really change anything in the game besides, they're just an avatar. So it doesn't really matter, which is why I don't really care that much. But the game could benefit from having more interesting or more characters in general. So I don't know. It's just compared to the last Mario Party, it's just a bit underwhelming, the number of characters. More game modes. It could benefit the game, I guess. The game's, it's Mario Party, okay? You don't really need a lot of extra modes. I'm not expecting, like, a mountain load of content, especially when this Mario Party tries to focus more on the core gameplay and tries to take you back to the original Mario parties, the old days. The good Mario parties, in other words. And I'm not really too, this game is fine on its own. It just, some of these ideas are more just to kind of help improve it, and this one could improve it slightly. I find that the game is kind of repetitive, like you're just playing boards, and if you're not playing boards, you're just playing minigames. There's not really much else to do outside of that. And I get that most Mario parties are like that, but that doesn't give this Mario Party an excuse to be like that either. I mean, a lot of Mario Parties have some other form of game modes you can do. Something else. Something that shakes it up a little bit. Again, this isn't a big deal considering there are many different minigame modes, like different ways you can play minigames, like all the 2v2 or 1v3 minigames or free play mode, of course. All that stuff. I mean, there's not really a big lack of content in this area, but it could still be improved. Like, maybe they could bring back, like for example, how some of the older Mario parties, in the party mode, you could team up and then go along the board together, or you could have like dual mode where there's only 2 players. I mean, I get that some of the minigames need 4 players, but you could just cut those ones out. Something like that, where there's just like basically just allowing for there to be more ways to play the game as opposed to just kind of playing normally. Something like that. I think the game could benefit from it. I think the minigames for Mario Party Superstars could definitely be more diverse. And what I mean by that is focusing on all the Mario parties as opposed to the older ones. It's no secret that Mario Party Superstars is trying to chop up the nostalgia for the N64 era. That means Mario Party 1, 2, and 3. I mean, it's very obvious. The only boards you can play are for Mario Party 1, 2, and 3, and majority of the minigames are from Mario Party 1, 2, and 3. So it kind of takes away from the game, in a way, because I think the game should be more about celebrating all 10 of the Mario parties, not including the spin-offs, or the other titles, I guess, that are more handheld. The handheld ones, that's what I was looking for. And less about focusing on the older Mario Party games, and just including the other ones for fun. Because, I mean, think about it. Like, there are no boards from any of the Mario parties other than Mario Party 1, 2, and 3. I mean, I know I'm focusing on the minigames in this segment, but that's still part of it. And majority of the minigames are from Mario Party 1, 2, and 3. I mean, maybe not, like, if you added all of them up, majority of them wouldn't be from Mario Party 1, 2, and 3. But Mario Party 1, 2, and 3 have the biggest share of minigames, I guess. Like, Mario Party 3 has the most minigames out of all the Mario parties, and Mario Party Superstars by a lot. Which, I mean, you get my point. Basically, I think that there should be more minigames across all the Mario parties, and while you might say the newer ones aren't as good, I still think it makes sense. And believe me, I agree. The newer ones probably aren't as good as the older ones. I completely agree with that. And I would say that Mario Party Superstars has a better minigame selection than the top 100. I would say that. But I still think that it makes sense to bring in some of the newer ones as well. Like, think about it. Mario Party 8, 9, and 10. Mario Party 8 has 2 minigames out of 100. You could take out both those minigames, and you could still basically say 100 minigames in this. Mario Party 9 has 4 minigames out of that 100. And Mario Party 10 has 3. If you took out all of those minigames, which adds up to, well, 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus, I should have done the math beforehand, 6 plus 3, 9. You could take out all the minigames from Mario Party 8, 9, and 10, and still have 91 minigames. And all the ones across Mario Party 8, 9, and 10 aren't the best representation of those games, especially not Mario Party 8. Mario Party 8 had some fantastic minigames. It had one of the best minigame selections in Mario Party history, or at least if you ask me. And we only get to see 2 minigames. They're not even good. The one 2v2 one, I forget what it's called. Sorry, you might have heard a notification there. The only one, there's a 2v2 one, I forget what it's called. It's not very good. It's okay, don't get me wrong, but it's not very good. And then there's the other coin minigame. Coin minigame! Nobody likes coin minigames anyways. Why would you bring one from Mario Party 8? Especially if you're only going to bring 2 minigames from Mario Party 8. I'm kind of like, I love Mario Party 8. It's been one of my favorites for a while. I'd say it's out of the ones that I actually own, because I don't own all the Mario Parties. Out of the ones that I own, it's probably my first or second favorite. And it's kind of annoying to see it barely get any representation. And then Mario Party 9 and 10. Now, those two did not have the best minigames. I'm not going to lie there. They did not. But I grew up with those ones, so I do have a bit of a bias. But the minigame selection at Mario Party 9 and 10 was not bad at all. They had some pretty strong minigames, and ones that I would love to see be added. Look, I'm not saying that it should be Mario Party 8, 9, and 10 get all the minigames, but I'm saying more representation for the newer games would have been a lot nice, or a lot better. That's basically my point. Instead of just focusing on the older ones, I think Mario Party Superstar should be less about nostalgia and more about the entire series and being happy with it. And maybe like, I would argue that a better system would be 10 minigames from each game. I think that's fair. Maybe the boards could still be from the N64 era, if that's the goal, to chop up nostalgia. But I still think that the minigames should be more diverse. And I think that Mario Party 8, 9, and 10 deserve more recognition. Now, again, I am nostalgic for Mario Party 9 and 10, though I'm not, so I do have a bit of a bias for them. Again, they're not the best Mario Parties, I know that. But I'd still like to see some more of those minigames be included. And while the minigames across 8, 9, and 10 aren't bad, it's not the best representation of those games, and I would like to see more from those games. Even the GameCube era. Like, the GameCube era has a pretty fair amount of minigames in Mario Party Superstars. But even so, the N64 era outshines all eras. And I think that we need more representation from each of the games. I probably went on about that for a bit long, but again, that's my biggest issue with this game. Or at least, yeah, I mean, my number one issue, or the number one thing I would add is probably my biggest issue, but that is a pretty big issue for me, just having the older minigames. Even if they're better, which I agree they can be better, I still think more representation would be better overall for the series, or for the game. My biggest issue with Mario Party Superstars, the number one thing I would add to the game, is more boards. The boards in this game, while are not bad, are definitely lacking. Sure, we got some great ones. I mean, the boards we got are fine, but there's only 5 of them. And I know that's more than the last Mario Party, I'll give it that much. But we could definitely use some more. Maybe even some from the GameCube era, or I don't know. Even the Mario Party 9 and 10 era, which has vastly different mechanics and would be a lot different, but still could use some representation. I think that more boards could definitely benefit the game and just make it more fun. I have talked about this in a video that's really old on my channel, going all the way back, in Mario Party Superstars DLC ideas, which for a while was my most viewed video. It's not anymore, but it was. It's still one of my most viewed. If you want to go check it out, I'll leave a link in the description, which you can go to. It's not a bad video. It's not my best, for sure. But yeah, because I talked about it so much in that video, I won't talk about it much now. If you want to watch it, link in the description. Not my best video. Again, it's from, like, my first few videos on YouTube, so definitely, like, I didn't have an official microphone yet. The background music was way too loud. I was probably rambling on way too much, but again, if you want to go check it out, it's in the description. So, that's pretty much it. I mean, just more boards. That'd be nice. Well, those are all the things I'd add to Mario Party Superstars. Great game, but could use just a tad bit more content. Anyways, like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye! I sounded like Markiplier there, just ignore that.